I outed my husband's affair at a family barbecue. Let's get into it. My husband and I have been married for 5 years, and our relationship has been great. We've never really had any problems overall, but there's always been like one little issue. That one issue being his girl best friend, Megan. Megan has been in his life since childhood, and while I was always a little uneasy about their closeness, I trusted my husband and tried really hard to be cool with it. Megan is always around. She is always at our house. They text all the time. She has even been on family vacations with us. And every time I brought up to my husband, like how uncomfortable the relationship made me feel, he would just meet me with, that's practically my sister. You're overreacting, and then brush it off. To make matters more complicated, my mother-in-law is amazing. She has always told me that if my husband and Megan's relationship makes me uncomfortable, that I should talk to my husband about setting boundaries. Now, on the other hand, my father-in-law has a very different attitude about this whole thing. He adores Megan. He always has. He's constantly telling me that she is always going to be a part of their family, and he thinks that my discomfort with their relationship is just jealousy. Fast forward 2 months ago, my husband started acting distant. He was coming home late, he was being secretive with his phone, and he was just off. And I had a gut feeling that something was going on. So while he was in the shower, I went through his phone, and that's when I found out that him and Megan had been having an affair for months. I was devastated. I confronted him, and he admitted everything. He was also very upset. He promised me that it was a mistake. He told me that he loved me. He begged me to stay, and I didn't really know what to do. So I just kind of sat quietly while I was processing everything. A couple of weeks later, my in-laws hosted a big family barbecue, and I was still pretty upset about the affair, naturally so. But my husband convinced me that I needed to attend and that we needed to keep up appearances while we worked things out, because we still weren't sure kind of what I wanted to do or where, what I was thinking. I was pretty hesitant to go, especially knowing that Megan would be there, but I decided to attend. Sure enough, Megan was there, like I knew that she would be. She was acting all friendly, like nothing had happened with everyone, including me, and I was boiling inside. I kept it together, but then my father-in-law made some offhand comments about how Megan would always be a part of our family and that I just needed to get over my insecurities. He said this during dinner in front of everyone, and that was my breaking point. I was furious, so I stood up, I looked him dead in the eyes, and I said, you know what? I would just get over it if she wasn't sleeping with my husband. The entire table went silent. I looked at Megan. Her whole face went white. My husband was trying to calm me down, but I wasn't having any of it. I told every single person at that table what had been going on, the lies, the betrayal, the sneaking around, all of it. I laid it all out there. My mother-in-law was furious, but not at me. She laid into my husband and Megan both. She told them that they had ruined our marriage and disrespected me. My father-in-law, on the other hand, had some different opinions. He thought that I was overreacting and that Megan had just made a mistake and I needed to calm down. I shouldn't have aired out all of our dirty laundry in front of everyone in the family, blah, blah, blah. I left the barbecue and have been staying with my mom ever since. My mother-in-law's been really supportive. My father-in-law, on the other hand, is telling everyone that I'm the one causing all of the drama and all of the problems and that I'm overreacting and have been for years. And my husband has been begging me to come home, telling me how much he loves me and how much he regrets doing what he did. And I'm just really torn on what to do. So, if you were in my position, what would you do?
Unleashing the truth at that barbecue, that was a moment. After being pushed for so long, standing up and calling it out in front of everyone must have felt like a burst of liberation. It's interesting how quickly people show their true colors when confronted with the truth. Your mother-in-law had your back, but the father-in-law defending the affair? Wild. It seems like your husband and his friends had a little too much confidence in their secrecy.
Cell phone rules we have for our 11-year-old daughter. Our daughter's had a phone for probably the last year and a half, and she has an older iPhone, but we got an iPhone so that she could FaceTime us if she wasn't with us. Her dad was traveling a lot at the time, and we thought that was a good idea. When we set up her phone, she did not know she was getting a phone. It was a complete surprise. So when we set it up, we did put on parental controls. Her phone shuts off every night at 10 p.m. Why does it do this? Because she should be sleeping. And I don't have to take her phone. It just shuts off. So what can she do after 10 p.m.? She can request that we approve an app, and we can approve it for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, I think an hour, or all day. Generally, she'll ask us for like her Roku remote app, or sometimes a music app. Other than that, she can't use her phone unless we approve it. So if we deny the request, then she can't use her phone. It's in sleep mode. All she can do is call from it. And then another rule we have is anytime she wants to download a new app, she has to ask us permission through her phone. So basically, she tries to download it and it says needs parental consent. So she sends it to us and we either approve or deny it. So we know all apps that are downloaded to her phone, and we have to give permission for it. One of the reasons we do this is so she's not purchasing things on her phone that she doesn't need to have, or have apps that we don't approve. Like we don't approve social media apps. She does have CoverStar, and we do let her have that. And for the most part, she's able to post what she wants. We do, she oftentimes will show them to me. I don't normally have to go through her phone. But she knows that if at any time we ask to see her phone, that she gives it to us and we look through it, we can check it, all those kinds of things. But it is something we don't have to do often. I do it on a random basis. She'll leave it in the car and I'll kind of look through it during pickup. For the most part, she leaves messages unread and phone calls unviewed. So I don't think she's hiding anything. Another rule we have is that if she leaves our house, she has to have her cell phone with her or she can't go. Like if she's going on a walk with her friends in the neighborhood, she has to have her cell phone. If she's going to the neighbor's house, she has to have her cell phone. Oh, she can have apps like Shein, Temu, whatever, but she's not allowed to purchase anything with her own bank card or anything like that. Or even Amazon, she has to ask us to purchase it through our app, and she's not allowed to put her card information into her phone. So that's basically the rules we have with her phone. They're not too harsh, but we do know what's going on her phone. A lot of people say she's going to download things behind your back. She can't. We have it locked. She's not allowed to do that. So we do allow her to have, like voice phone numbers, whatever. We don't mind that. She's not doing anything she shouldn't be. If she gives us a reason to be concerned, then we will change those rules. But so far, those are the cell phone rules we have for our 11-year-old.
Those rules are a solid approach to teaching responsibility while keeping her safe and connected. Setting those boundaries early, like parental controls, time limits, and permission requirements, creates a great foundation for her to develop healthy phone habits. And that open line of communication where she knows you can check her phone anytime builds trust. It's all about creating a balanced environment where she can feel independent yet supported. Sounds like you found a thoughtful middle ground.